Hello, collateral tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI. It's a brave new world with me, BlueAnkylo. Last episode, Terra and company went into the sealed cave and opened it up, and a bunch of espers went loose. She was supposed to talk to them and get them to join the returners back in Narsh. Instead, they did something else. Straight to the capital. Great! That's what we wanted anyway. I hope Narsh and Figaro was ready to attack. Right? Isn't that exactly what we all wanted? Except, you know, control. Uh-oh. You can tell the music's serious now. Oh, just an esper, no big deal. So yeah, there's some dragon espers. Don't mind me, do. Well, Locke is saving everybody's life today. Apparently, Terra and her Magicite have not done a very good job communicating with the living espers. Well, I mean, I did warn you guys that the espers didn't seem to like humans very much. You wouldn't like them when they're angry. Forget them. Yeah. Skies turned red. Oh no, not my airship! By the way, you have no control of this section, just in case you're wondering. My airship! Don't crash in the ocean, guys! We can't swim! To land! To plains! Flatlands, please! Not the mountains! I mean, since you're supposed to be a pretty good pilot, I'm sure we're fine. Don't mind the giant crashing sound effect. I'm sure you can fall out of the sky in an airship with little to no damage to your life. Right? We're all heroes here. Hey, look at that. She's fine. She's in one piece. Alright, we're good. Just had to have a little break there. So, how about everybody else? Airship is in surprisingly singular pieces. Looks like everybody's fine. Aww. Edgar wasn't flying, was he? Just for interest's sake. I figured we'd talk to everybody. It is also part of the story that Gao is not good with heights. If you talk to him at the right time or bring him along at the right time, he will mention that a few times. In fact, when you had to jump into the Serpent's Trench, that's probably why he didn't want to jump in. No, Locke, you're not allowed to come. Sorry, buddy. Alright, anyway. See you guys. See you later, B-Team. Full heal. And I think it's still just cards and dice, yeah. What do you expect? We're on a casino. Alright, so we're way on the edge of the continent. The only thing to do that makes any sense is to find the Chocobo stable and not fight your way to the Vector. We got things to do today. I'm sure we could go hang out in Miranda for a little bit, and maybe there'd be a couple dialogue that, couple bits of custom dialogue that might let you know a little bit about what's going on. Instead, we'll just relax to the sound of Chocobo as we cruise around the fields. Oh, you can still, you can turn quickly with L and R while you're on a Chocobo, just like an airship. That's really important. Can't strafe, though, unfortunately. Hardcore drifting, go! Oh, too much, wow. These things really turn on a dime. Wait, too much. I was thinking I would, like, do a little lap around it, but It actually turns so fast. It turns like a too... Look, I'm just having a bit of fun while I'm on my bird, okay? Come on, guys. Anyway, welcome to Vector. I suppose we should probably save it. Save it? Oh. Yes, I'm pressing the wrong button, everybody. Everyone have a laugh. Ha ha ha. BlueAnkylo. So, you know, Vector's, it's probably seen better days. So that's like a returner. I don't know what they're doing here. The inn is apparently abandoned. Oh, and in case you're wondering, if you tried to come into here earlier, before we did the sealed cave, there'd be a giant robot standing here that, just like back in the Lock scenario days, it would just basically one-shot the team, so don't bother. Maybe we'll be strong enough to kill them one day. Narsh guards. More returners. Good thing the shop's still in business. Gotta make a buck, right? If I remember correctly, they had some interesting weapons, though. I wouldn't mind having 2 of everything. Just so I've got more flexibility in switching them around. I know I don't have a ton of spare gold, but it's okay. At least we still get free healing. And yeah, while the airship's busted up, there will be no flying around, so this is the only place you can go for now. Well, I mean, you could check out the 3 cities, but... apparently no one knows what's going on. I said, hey, what's going on? And then, yeah, no, let's not start that song now. So the pub looks pretty barren. No drinks are to be had. Why is Blue exploring when he knows where to go? Just for fun, guys. These look like more familiar faces. So the city was basically destroyed, and there's like almost no Imperial guards left. The end days are upon us. You know, to be honest, this doesn't look much worse than what the Empire did to all of the cities that they torched. But, you know, this was done from magical flying monster things, so that's different. This way, please. How did they know we were coming? Let me, before I forget, don't want that equipped. Doesn't really matter what we go with. Actually, Berserk would be good. Alright. For reasons, you'll see. Sure are a lot of soldiers still in the castle. Unfortunately, you can't go exploring it right now. So, Emperor Gestal wants to see us. Sounds like we maybe delivered a blow finally. Now that's not what we were expecting. Really? The same Emperor Gestal that cold-bloodedly murdered Terra's family in front of her while she was a baby, and then slave-crowned her. Well, I guess that makes sense. The Espers went to free their friends, but we'd already stolen all the magicite already. Maybe that's why they attacked us in our ship. Oops. I don't think they'll destroy the whole world, just most of the Empire and anyone using magicite. I mean, you were warned, right? Like the 1,000-year prophecy, War of the Magi thingamajigger, right? Don't fight the Espers because you'll destroy the world. Isn't that what it basically says? It's probably a poisoned dinner. Alright, now if you're playing along, this is serious business. Talk to all the soldiers in the castle. It's worth it. Except for these 2, they don't count. Time, go! You want to have sprint shoes to move double speed, and you want to be ready to fight battles quickly if you have to. Alright, Kefka's been thrown in jail. That's great to hear. I'm going to do this kind of quick because I don't have a whole lot of extra time. But I have a route that I always take, and it generally works out for me. You don't have to get these right now, but I generally have enough spare time that it's not a problem. It's easy to miss some of these doors, though, if it's your first time through. Also, these guys like to get stuck in the corner, so you can miss one pretty easily. Especially when one of them decides to try to fight you. Now, the commandos are really easy. It's just make sure you kill them quickly, because the timer keeps going in battle. So zip through all the items and stuff, or all the rewards, and just keep playing. I missed this guy. Had to keep an eye on them or else they get mixed up. But yeah, you gotta talk to each guy once. Talking to them twice just wastes time. And some of them fight you. And this guy has a reason to fight you, and I guess I can't argue with him about that. I should have given Sabin the sprint shoes and the auto berserk, because he seems to be my fastest character. So if I had him just auto attack automatically and have the sprint shoes so he went a little bit faster, it would save us a couple precious seconds. It shouldn't be a problem. So the dialogue for some of these guys is a little bit shallow. I feel like sometimes the translation was not exactly all that well done for these. I'm not sure if Brave New World adjusted them too much, but it always felt to me that some of these people say things that should mean we're having a fight, but then a fight doesn't start, and then some of them are like, let's be friends, and then a fight starts anyway. It's just strange. Also, I have a feeling Edgar's... Oh, good. Terra learned Fire 3. That'll be nice. Sorry, I'm really trying to go quickly here. Probably certain characters have slightly faster attack animations than others. So, you know, keep that in mind. I hope I didn't miss any. I think there's 24 in total. I did save it before we started this, just in case I messed it up. I feel like we're probably on course. Who would have dreamed the espers that you were draining for life to give your guys ultimate power would be that strong? I will believe that most of the soldiers are unimpressed with Kefka's poisoning, though. This way. Who's this? You don't have to come here while you're doing it. This actually just wastes like 20 seconds. But he is actually in jail. He's still laughing about it, but he is in fact in jail. You'll rue the day. Alright. But seriously, if you're doing this, don't do that while you're on the timer. Unless you've got a lot of spare time, that could wreck your perfect streak. Okay, that was my bad. I didn't click quick enough. I think this is the final one we need to fight. Maybe he's strong? Somehow I doubt it. To be honest, attacks that have animations with special attacks, probably not what I want here. Should have used Dispatch, but we're good. Lots of time to spare. Alright, 23 and 24. Pretty sure that's everything. If I did things perfectly, I usually have just enough time to get back to the starting point. Looks pretty good today. Look at this. Seconds to spare. Could even talk to them again, but yeah, you're not allowed back there. Alright, I'm pretty sure 24 is everything. If I missed one, we'll find out eventually, but I feel like we did pretty well. To the banquet! While the music sounds promising, I'd still be expecting poisoned food, personally, but guess we'll see. Oh, sure, Sid, the guy that created all of this. He'll just join us last minute. Right. Sharing. So, if you want to get all the best stuff, you've got to select the right options, and if you're playing the not Brave New World edition, Some of these are different, but use your brain. You're trying to be diplomatic and polite. Toasting to just the Empire or the Returners is pretty clearly not the most politically correct option. I believe it's to your homelands in the original. Well, in the original Woosley translation. Who knows what it was in Japanese. We did see Kefka being imprisoned. And, again, pardoning sounds ridiculous. Executing is maybe... I mean, maybe we'd like to see it happen. But we're trying to be politically correct. He is a general. Let's just leave him in jail. That's fine. As long as he can't get out of there, we'll be fine. Yeah, see, exactly. Just let him stew in his cell. It's probably worse for him to be stuck in the jail than to be killed anyway. Let the insane clown rot. To be honest, Kefka was an insane clown. You maybe should have figured that out. Should have dreamed that that was possible. We're not just going to let that go, but we're not going to be rude about it. We're just going to say, nah, we'll never forgive you for that. Severely punished. Well, I sure hope Cyan can be involved. I don't know what you can do to clean up the poison. The purple water will be purple forever. Right, Celeste. So, do you really think she was an Imperial spy? I don't really think so. I think we stand by our girl. We trust Celeste. Exactly. Alright. You do want to ask some questions. So why did you start the war? My lust for power, huh? I'd like to ask some more questions, though. I want to ask all the questions. Be careful not to ask the same one twice, though. So why do you want peace now, hey? Basically, you're worried you're gonna die, so now you want to make friends. One more question. Finally, what's up with all your men that wanted to fight us? Well, we just had to smack them around a little bit. Alright. Don't ask the same question twice. You need to move on now. Has it been decimated? Has 1 in 10 of you really been killed? Now, this is kind of funny, because if you remember the scene from the Esper homeland, the troopers under Gestalt were pretty easily smacking the Espers around and capturing them. But now they're simply too powerful. Which, I mean, I don't know, 10-year-old me or however old I was when I first played this, I was pretty suspicious here, and I think you should be too. They're simply too powerful. The truth is, they are a danger. I forget if that's the correct answer here, though. Shoot. I think the politically correct answer is the yes, they are a danger. We acknowledge that they are trouble. They destroyed our airship anyway, right? His ambition faded as soon as he saw hordes of Espers decimating his city. I don't know what his goal was after he conquered the world, to be honest. Oh, quiz time! So the easy way is you always start with the one at the top, and it's much easier to remember which question you answered first, or asked first. He must be aware if he can't even remember what we asked him. We should probably take that break. We got a couple of minutes to talk to the people. Talk to Sid last. Oh, sure, why not? Let's fight these guys. Let's fight everybody. Gotta show them our true strength. Yeah, that works. I suppose we should show them what an Esper looks like, too. They'll probably be dead by the time they see it. Is that like a Bushido counter? There she is. At least she gets an action as soon as she switches. Oh yeah, we got Fire 3. This should be pretty fun. First time with a level 3... I never would have guessed that they came with auto-reflect. I never would have guessed. Not in a million years. Oh, I'm sorry, Edgar. A morph-boosted Fire 3. Well, sorry, we killed one of our friends. They got a lot of time. We can get him back up. Have some food, Edgar. You earned it. Well, it's dinner entertainment tonight. Yeah, I mean, I could hear that. They didn't seem to listen to Terra very well, so we need to find a way to communicate. So, what would you like Gestalt to say after all this? I don't think Sori cuts it. He has actually said that already, so let's just make him double down that the war is over. No more fighting, period, guys. That's a promise. Crescent Island. Now, you shouldn't have been there before, but we have seen it before. Easy to get to when you have an airship, which we don't anymore. So now you want Terra to befriend the Espers on behalf of the Empire? I don't know about that. We should say yes to be nice, because honestly, we need to find out what the Espers are up to anyway. But we should be expecting a trap, right? My finest officer? Well, that's the perfect person to join my party. I was looking for a new character. General Leo, and he is a beast, guys. The humane one, indeed. And Leo does still take responsibility for Doma, which is quite commendable. Leo would never have poisoned everyone like that. He would have just starved them out like a good general. So, Locke decides he has to follow Terra around. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Oh, really? You think this might be a trick? Just a little. Come on, Cyan's speech is the best. Stay frosty, everyone. Alright, well, I guess it's just the two of them. Terra and Locke. So if you didn't bother leveling Locke up, it doesn't matter too much, but it is nice to have him not be a complete wimp for this episode. Is the war over? It's hard to trust him, but maybe it is. Alright, let's see how we did. Due to your decorum at tonight's banquet, and your grace in speaking with our soldiers. Let's see. All Imperial troops withdrawn from South Figaro, okay? Also Doma. Also the Armory. Personal present, Life Bell. And this means, if you get to see this, this means you did it perfectly. Impeccable behavior. A black belt. It's different. You get different items in the original game, but black belts are pretty rare so far. We only had the one. So now we've got two of these puppies, and I don't know. I think they give you 7 speed, 100% accuracy, and counterattack. That's a pretty good relic for some people. So cool. Oh, the other thing was another relic. I guess, unfortunately, both relics were relics we've had before, right? It was Life Bell. I believe you'd get a Titana bar in the original, which restored HP for every step you walked. which isn't really very good. Like 1 HP for every step or a couple steps. Once you've got thousands of HP, walking 100 steps is not as good as casting Cure, so whoop-de-doo, basically. But, you know, there's some rare items anyway. Okay. Good luck, Edgar. Now, if you didn't get all the treasure or visit Kefka, you can do it now without any worry about time limits. I'm pretty sure I got all the treasure on my way through, just because I'm so efficient, yeah. But, you don't, that's why you really don't need to pick up that loot. Actually, you know, there's one room that I forget an item now and then. I just want to double check. This won't take too long. I always forget if there's anything hidden, like, in one of the books or anything. Like, this room always, it looked fancy to me, so I always thought there should be more items in it or something. It's a remarkably fancy toilet. There you go, that's the important thing. Good thing we got to see that animation. Alright, I'm pretty sure that's all there was to do, honestly. Well, so the good news is, well, the bad news is we can't fly. So we can't go to South Figaro or Doma to see what's happened now that the troops are gone. But we can still go to the Imperial Warehouse. Ally with the Empire? Sounds like a bad idea. Everyone say hello to Sabin. So we've seen Edgar and Sabin. We know they're hanging out here. We might be able to find a couple more if we're thorough. Maybe in the bar? Of course. Smells like Gao. I was gonna say, smells like treachery, right? Thanks, Moogle. Honestly, I do like the mod. Overall, I still give it a thumbs up. Like I've said during the Let's Play, there's a few things that I think it's done a little bit incorrectly. I think everybody would be better off with a little bit more HP to counteract some of the difficulty that's a little bit too much for enemy damage. And like I've said a couple times, the cursing's a little bit much now and then. I'd still be okay with some swears, but certain areas that we're coming up to shortly are actually, for me anyway, some of the most breaks me from characters a little bit more. Like, it feels like it's really out of character. So we saw Edgar, Sabin, Gao, and Mog. We're missing Cyan and Setzer. Wonder if we'll be able to find them. I think that's everybody. They're probably in the inn, right? You'd figure that. The answer is negatory. If you'd like to speak to Cyan and Setzer, we're going to go on a bit of a trip. And we will do that. I'm not sure if it'll be today or tomorrow, but we'll get there. And in case you're wondering, you cannot get back into the Magicite research facility. We blew it up good. Like, it's all gone. Can't get back into it. Something about blowing up those Esper containment cells just destroyed the place. So let's get out of here. Let's see, 28 minutes in. We're not going to do the Albrook event today, but I'd like to get a couple other things out of the way if we have time. It's a little bit dangerous walking around with two people. As usual, Brave New World's always a little bit of a... Oh, I forgot to equip Locke. He's got nothing. Gotta equip Locke. One thing that I remember happening for this point in the game, in the original game, not even Brave New World, is if you walk in the desert with these two and get an unlucky encounter with some undead, they can turn both of your characters into zombies quickly, and then it's game over. So, watch that. I guess we'll try the Blood Sword, why not? And Demon's Bane. We'll use all his special new weapons that we didn't check out yet. I don't know, what do you guys think about the stat hat? It's kind of a rare item, rare drop. +5 to all your stats. It's not bad, right? The Ninja gear is a bit more speedy, but the Gaia gear is a bit better in every other way. Other than speed, so, you know. And, I'm just trying to think what's going to be the best here. Auto haste is always very useful, I find. And, well, seeing as I said you could be killed by, being, turned to zombie, I believe the spirit ring might work. Also, I forgot to heal. Also, I forgot to equip, Esper here. So, I still haven't shown you a bunch of summons. Unfortunately, it's difficult to show them off because you gotta switch your party. But I'll try to show you Ifrit and, Terra's summons today, while we do a little bit of backtracking. Unfortunately, a lot of enemies are going to be immune to Ifrit, but still, this is what Ifrit will look like. I imagine similar power as Ramu. Unfortunately, Locke is not, like, amazingly magic-oriented, so it probably won't do maximum damage. But there's our buddy. We got to see him for half a second. Not that impressive. That's a lot of MP to put in for, Oh, you know what I forgot to equip? Locke normally has his, Thief Glove. 25% more physical damage. It's pretty good. Alright, game over. We lose. Actually, you know what? We got lucky because Terra has, Meduin equipped. And Meduin makes her 50% resistant to wind elemental, which is something I've never actually seen happen before. So usually that cyclone either misses or drags you down to critical level HP. I've never seen wind elemental having it, which means you keep some, basically. That's cool. Like, it basically functions like a demi spell rather than a drains you to nothing spell. That's neat. Still, dangerously close to dying from a random battle. Keep everyone healed up, I think, is the rule here. Let me switch... the Spirit Ring, who cares? I do like the Thief Glove. 25% physical damage is nothing to scoff at. Don't you dare scoff. Alright, I'm still scared of the desert, so I'm gonna try to avoid it. Give me your meat. Remedies, sure, why not? Hey, look, the drain, or the blood sword is doing its thing. Which is mostly nothing, most of the time. So I want to show off Meduin. If I remember correctly, it's probably Wind Element. And it turns out that that is the same summon that we saw earlier when Setzer got his 3 bars. And it does nothing to these guys. Great. I really love it when you've got very expensive summons that are pretty hard to pull off, that chances are just do nothing because the enemies are immune to the element. And that's just part of the way Brave New World works, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know. For all I know, maybe these enemies had the same elemental protections in the base game. I'm not 100% sure on that, to be honest. But I feel like a lot more enemies are elemental resistant in this game. Like, just take 0 damage from all kinds of stuff. So try to avoid the desert, Blue. And thanks to our amazing diplomacy, we can go treasure hunting. Free loot! Tincture, Ether, X Potion, X Ether, Bolt Scroll, Elixir, Wave Scroll, Potion. So far, not great. Reflect Ring, that's pretty rare. We only had one. 20,000 GP, not bad. Hidden Elixir in the corner. I think that's it. Oh, there's one more thing. Well, the chest. So we got 40,000 GP. We're doing pretty good for cash. And a secret... Oh, it's supposed to be a flame tongue, like a fire sword. Dang it. Well, that's too bad. I feel like a lot of times the random treasures are worse in Brave New World than they were originally. Some are the same, but it feels like a fair number of them got, like, weakened. And you just get GP or, like, a tonic instead of some awesome weapon. One more try with Meduin, come on. At least we got a tincture to recover our MP. I just want to see how much damage this can do, basically, because it's Terra's good magic stat with a pretty strong summon. Okay, well, if it works, which so far it only works on 1 out of 3 enemies, it did pretty good damage. Too many things are immune to wind element, I gotta say. Alright, so we're gonna head over to the Chocobo, because we're gonna head back to our airship, because there's a very easy to miss cutscene back there that we're gonna go pick up. And that's just something I want to do, and then we'll end the episode at that point. We'll go to Albrook next time. So while we're traveling, we saw Meduin. It's great, except everything seems to be immune to wind, so that's less great, let's say. But maybe Bismarck will be better. Unfortunately, we got pincered attacked. And then we were killed here, probably. At least you got like 2 crits in a row, I think. Alright, well, I'm still going to show off Bismarck. It does hit everything, even on a pincer attack. That's one of the perks of the Espers. Target all means target all, not just one side. So there's your water summon. I have a feeling most of her summons will do something like 1300 damage right now. As long as they're not, you know, weak or strong to the element. Another thing that kind of bothers me, and I'm sure I've mentioned it before, is that you can't use... There's no cheap way to recover MP on the field, like there should be. I feel like there should still be tents or sleeping bags, just to recover while you're traveling. Maybe make them expensive if they were too cheap in the original game, but... Oh, I meant to switch to another summon. One more Bismarck, why not? Surely Spike can't swim, right? Seems to be immune to every other element. I know I don't use these very often, so I figure when we've got a bit of downtime in the Let's Play, we should at least try them out. Other than a few, I do think the Espers are still generally quite useless. Or, not useless, but just too expensive for what they give you. Like, I feel like... We're talking about a 48 MP to cast... I think Carbuncle will be Reflect on everyone. We're talking about spending like 48 MP to get all targeting pretty high elemental damage. But, well, I mean, what is Blaze 3? Or Fire 3? So the same amount of MP as it is for a level 3 spell. Which one does more damage? I guess I don't know. Unfortunately, these guys are immune to fire, so we can't test it out. So Carbuncle... Oops, sorry about that. I would be willing to bet we'll just cast Reflect. That seems to be what he usually does in Final Fantasy. There is a way to tell... There you go. This is a screen that I haven't shown you yet, I guess. If there's status elements on your characters, they don't flash the various colors anymore, other than just slow and haste and stop. So if you want to see what effects are on them, you got to use a spell and target your friends. You'll only see it with... Only with recovery magic. So, it has to have the white dot on it, I think, and then you can see, what, like, Reflect and, probably Poison and stuff, which I should have showed off a long time ago, honestly. I think we've summoned Unicorn before, right? And we couldn't figure out what it did. I just want to do like one more fight before we get to our Chocobo. So yeah, Carbuncle I wouldn't recommend most of the time. Just because in general you want your you want to be able to cast magic on your character so you can heal them usually. If you do have Reflect on people, and then you use something like Kirin, like a summon that targets your allies, that will not be reflected. There is certain magic that sort of pierces Reflect. There's a few spells, actually, to be fair. Stuff like Ultima, which we won't see for ages, that is not affected by Reflect at all. So Unicorn, what does this do? Someone may have answered in the comments by now, and I just didn't notice, but Heal Horn. Oh no, it was just healing, no regen, right? I don't know if that's very good. Kirin seems better because it heals you and puts regen on. Oh well, it is what it is. And we're dead. One timely Cyclonic, and if you can't escape in time, you just game over. That spell should be a lot rarer than it is for enemies to cast. Because we've seen it before, right? Where even with 4 people, Cyclonic hits everyone, they're all down to critical HP, and then a light damage target all, like Wind Blast or Wind Slash or whatever, and your entire team is dead. Wow. This is what I get for not equipping that back guard. I didn't think it'd be this many pincers. There's nothing to mug. Let's... I'm pretty sure these guys are weak to fire, so... Oh, we don't have enough for... I was gonna compare, like, you know, if a summon for 48 MP can do, like, 1200 damage. Well, the bugs are weak to fire, not the chicken things. Chicken lizards. So I think those ones were taking double damage, so Fire 2 multi-target is probably, like, 700 or 800 maybe? 600-700? So, I'm thinking Fire 3 for 48 MP. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Wasn't that bad. It's a strong spell, but I guess those guys are just weak at magic. Anyway, my logic is telling me that probably for the same MP cost, the summon is going to do about the same damage as Fire 3. Whether or not it works better multi-target or single target, we'd have to do some testing. Maybe one day we'll get around to testing that kind of stuff. Alright, let's just go to Miranda quick. One more Chocobo trip. Hopefully you guys don't mind. I figure anytime you get to listen to the Chocobo theme, you should be happy though. So we want to go check out our airship. There's quite a few of these sort of missable cutscenes. Okay, where's my airship? Oh, I think the airship just doesn't show up in mode 7, right? Is that what it is? I forget. Yeah, it just doesn't show up in mode 7. Sadly, you can't see it from a Chocobo. Yeah, there's a few cutscenes like this that are very easy to miss. Kind of get one chance at them. And I likely don't even know them all, to be honest. But this is one that I remember checking out. So Sid came to check out Setzer. And of course... But it is nice to know that Sid is willing to help fix the airship. He'd, well, this is one of the few games where Sid doesn't have his own airship, to be honest. And, you know, yeah, it probably would be faster without a casino. I don't know, I think it's a cute little scene. His passion was building a floating casino. How can it be the world's fastest airship if you're lugging a casino around? This guy doesn't know how to optimize. The actual fastest vessel. So wait, you're telling me there's more than one airship? Oh. There were more than one airship, but now there is one. So yeah, you know, little details like that about the characters that you wouldn't know about otherwise. Now, I think there's also one, and I don't remember how to trigger it, but there's one that demonstrates that Cyan is terrible with machines, which has been hinted at a couple times. But I don't remember exactly when you trigger that one. I thought it was sometime around now as well, but... Because, remember, if I noticed correctly, Cyan and Setzer both were not in Vector, basically. So we haven't found Cyan yet. And I think he's supposed to be hanging out on the airship somewhere. At least that's how I remember it. I could be totally crazy. Poor airship. Busted up by Espers. Well, I'll try one thing. But only one thing. I'll try the old turn it off, turn it back on again trick. Alright, back on. Maybe we'll get a different scene. I doubt it, though. Low odds. I feel like it was still in this room. But it may be a different time in the game. When else does the airship get busted up and you come back to check it out? Well, when you first land in the Empire... I guess if you brought Cyan then, maybe. Maybe I already missed it. No. Oh well, no big deal. I know there's another scene in here at some point where Cyan and I think it's Cyan and Edgar maybe or something like that. Get into a bit of a skiff in the mechanical room as you'd expect, kind of like the Phantom Train bits. Anyway, that's all for today's episode. Next time I'll meet you guys back in Albrook. I'll save you the trip and we will board a ship to the Crescent Isle and maybe meet Celeste and some other friends. We'll see. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you have enjoyed, and have a great day.